So you've hit that point, huh? You've built this incredible kingdom of mobile homes, and now that little voice in your head is whispering, maybe it's time to sell. But hold on, this is not your typical real estate deal. Selling a mobile home park is a beast all its own. But don't worry, today we're going to tame it. We're going to show you exactly how to navigate this whole thing without the chaos, the panic, or, leaving a huge pile of money on the table. And Barnaby just hits the nail on the head, doesn't he? You dream of this easy, clean transaction. But the reality? Oh, it's messy, it's emotional, it's complicated, and it feels like everyone you've ever known suddenly has an opinion on the matter. This isn't just about the money. It's the culmination of your life's work, all tangled up in sentiments and steel. Yep, that's Judy for you, straight to the point. The second you decide to sell, you get hit with this wild mix of feelings, pure excitement for what comes next, and this deep, sinking dread of all the paperwork and headaches you're about to face. So yeah, get ready for a heck of a ride. Right, so listen up. A really smooth sale? It doesn't start the day a buyer calls you. No way. It starts months, maybe even a full year before that. Your number one job is to turn all that day-to-day operational chaos into something that looks crystal clear and simple to a potential buyer. Here's your game plan, your foundation. 3 simple things. 1, get out there and walk every single lot. Fix the obvious stuff, the leaks, the potholes, you know the drill. 2, curb appeal. It matters. Mow the grass, maybe throw a fresh coat of paint on the entrance sign. And 3, and this is the big one, folks, get your financial records absolutely spotless. That part is completely non-negotiable. And please, don't fool yourself on this one. Even when we're talking about affordable housing, perception absolutely dictates the price. When a buyer drives in and sees cracked asphalt, that first impression translates directly into how much they're willing to pay. What they see is what they believe they're buying into. Let me just be crystal clear here. This is a deal breaker. A serious buyer wants to see organized rent rolls, clear expense reports, and tax returns that actually line up. If your books are a mess, it just screams desperate seller. But clean books, they scream, I'm a professional and this is a solid investment. It really is that simple. Okay, so you've got the park looking good, the books are clean. Now for the really tricky part, pricing. You've got to set a price based on cold, hard reality, not what you feel it's worth. And then you have to build a marketing plan that actually gets in front of the right people. Ah, and there it is, the trap we all fall into. But Barnaby, you say, my park has character. Of course it does. You've poured your blood, sweat, and tears into it. But let me be blunt. Buyers don't write checks for character. They write checks for net operating income. The numbers have got to justify the price. End of story. So the whole strategy is to find that just right sweet spot. You got to look at the comparable sales, understand the cap rates in your market, and be brutally honest with yourself about your real occupancy numbers. If you price it right, you don't just get a buyer, you get multiple offers. And that, my friends, gives you all the leverage. And please, forget the old way of doing things. One blurry photo from your phone and a sign out front. Today, you need professional photos, period. You've got to be listed on the big sites like LoopNet and Crexy, and you should be targeting investors with ads right where they are, scrolling online. And now, we've arrived at the secret weapon. This is a really powerful financial tool that the savviest sellers use, but honestly, it scares a lot of people, seller financing. It's time to turn that fear into pure financial advantage and unlock a much, much better way to sell. Now this question flips the entire game on its head. We're all conditioned to be afraid of holding the note for the buyer, but we totally overlook the guaranteed loss of maybe a third of our profit to taxes in a simple all-cash deal. So let me ask you, which one is actually the bigger risk? This is the mindset shift you have to make. Offering seller financing isn't some burden you're taking on. It's an evolution. You're literally graduating from the daily grind of tenants and toilets to the much more sophisticated role of being the bank, just collecting passive income. Let's just break it down nice and simple. Path 1, all cash sale. Boom. You get hit with a huge tax bill right away, and you have this immediate pressure to figure out what to do with all that cash. Now, path 2, a seller carry. You push that tax bill way down the road, you get a steady check in the mail every single month, and you have zero headache about reinvesting. To me, the choice is pretty clear. Okay, I know what you're thinking. I can hear you right now. This is the number one fear that just stops everybody cold. What if they stop paying me?
It's a totally valid question, but the answer is where the real beauty of this strategy is hiding.
Just look at all your safety nets here. If the buyer defaults, it is not a disaster. First, you keep their big down payment. You also keep every single monthly payment they've already made. And then you get your park back, and honestly, it's often in better shape than when you sold it. You hold the lien, which means you hold all the card.
Let's just simplify this down to its beautiful core. Forget all the financial jargon. Just think of it like this. It's a pension that you've created for yourself. A nice, reliable check just shows up every month, and you never, ever have to deal with a single clogged toilet again. That feeling? That's cognitive ease.
Okay, you've done all the prep work, you've picked your strategy. Now you have to close this deal like a pro. A strong start means absolutely nothing if you can't finish strong. This is the final mile, and it's where deals either get made or just completely fall apart.
Here's your simple closing checklist. 1. Hire a real estate attorney who actually knows what they're doing in this specific niche. 2. Be totally ready for due diligence. Have everything ready, nothing to hide. 3. Negotiate on the structure of the deal, not based on your ego. And 4. Finalize that transfer and get it done.
And never, ever forget this. Just remember all those late-night rent calls, the headaches with the septic system, all the years of your life that you poured into that land. That sweat equity deserves to be rewarded with a clean, profitable, masterfully handled sale. Don't you dare give away your exit. When you boil it all down, this is what it comes down to. A clean park, clean books, and a clean conscience. That is what makes for a clean exit. Now take a look at this chart. This tells you exactly where your energy should go. 50%, fully half, of a successful sale happens in the preparation phase, long before anybody even knows the park is for sale. That's the foundation for everything that comes after. So as we wrap this up, I really want to leave you with this one question to think about. A smart sale, especially when you use a tool like seller financing, isn't just about cashing out. It's about thoughtfully transitioning your life's work. So are you just selling a property, or are you securing a legacy? Because at the end of the day, the best deals aren't won by arguing. They happen when a buyer and a seller find a structure that aligns both of their goals, creating a true win-win. So always remember that, alignment over argument, every single time.